If you are looking to buy your forever home, our next guest can help you. Also, if you're looking for that perfect bottle of luxury wine, she can also help you with that. Our next guest today is Dominique Jefferson.
This is Charleston Women Podcast, where you can meet like-minded, strong, independent, professional, and inspiring local women. This is Charleston Women Podcast.
I am thrilled now to welcome Dominique Jefferson to the Charleston Women Podcast. She's a realtor with Carolina One Real Estate and also a wine ambassador for the Boisset Wine Collection. Dominique, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really thankful that you guys decided to have me today.
Yes, I love that we have two aspects to, talk about with you, the real estate and the wine. I love real estate secretly. I can't wait till we get into the wine, but we're going to start with the real estate. Tell me a little bit about your story. How did you decide to get into this industry?
So I have been in banking for 14, 15 years before I got into real estate. And my husband and I, we moved to Georgia. So we left South Carolina, moved to Georgia, to Savannah. Mm-hmm. And when I was there, I just wasn't happy in the banking world anymore. Mm-hmm. And so that was like, what am I going to do? And so at that time, he was like, hey, we're moving back to Charleston. And I was like, perfect opportunity to switch careers. And so I just didn't know what I wanted to do, but I know I still wanted to assist and serve people in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And then I also love to just go around touring homes. So I was like, what better way to still serve and assist people and just go into real estate. So at that time, we moved back to Charleston and I started working like a part-time job and then started taking my real estate class and then just got thrown into real estate pretty much.
Yeah. So what do you think makes a good realtor? Because there's a lot of realtors around. We all know that. You've certainly found success. What aspects or attributes of yourself have led you to that, to find so much success?
A good real estate agent who cares a lot about what their clients want and what they're looking for, not just the aspect on the money part, but negotiation. So an agent who can negotiate deals for your clients, because you can just go in and say, hey, my client wants this home, but you never know if you don't ask the question and negotiate from what your client could get, as far as compensation, closing costs, anything like that. A good agent that cares about their clients, cares about their clients' needs, and is willing to negotiate, and also knowledgeable on different products, loan products, home areas, subdivisions, schooling, and, things in that nature.
Yeah. Just talking to you seem lovely. I would love to work with you if I'm looking to buy a home. I'm willing to bet though that banker Dominique comes out when it's time to negotiate. I bet you are a bad beep negotiator. I bet you walk in there and you get stuff done and it's great for your client. Am I right?
Yeah. So when I was in banking, we had to cross sell items. So we had to if you had a checking account, we, tried to cross sell a credit card, things like that. So it was negotiating kind of hey, well, this is why you should get a credit card. So it's well, I don't want to. Well, let's negotiate. Let's figure out why, what we can do to help you get to, the credit card or things like that. So sometimes I have to kind of step back though, because the banking Dominique wants to cross over in the mortgage world, kind of the finance world. And I have to be what, let me back up, because a mortgage officer, I rather them handle, that portion for the majority of the part.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're advocating for your client and you do a heck of a job.
Yeah.
When Banker Dominique comes out. What is your most rewarding moment as a realtor? I'd imagine it's, when they find their home, the joy that you see.
The joy that I see, especially at closing, when I see the families turning their keys into their home. Yeah. That's the most joyous part for me. And I love to be there, when they get their keys and they're turning their keys to get into the home, especially the families with young kids. Because that is the kids are picking out their room already, especially at showings. They're okay, this is my room. And I'm well, what color is your room going to be? Let's go ahead and start decorating. So that is the most joyous part for me, is just assisting families, assisting them to get into the home, especially those that may have thought that they wouldn't have gotten into a home. Yeah. And then they actually are able to, and they get into the home. That makes me so happy.
In 1996, it was Southern Women to Women magazine. Now it's Charleston Women magazine.
Charleston Women is all about strong, capable, confident, hardworking, nurturing, determined, dedicated, and inspiring women. Our readers are business owners, entrepreneurs, mothers, sisters, wives, and grandmothers. Pick up your copy of Charleston Women magazine at Charleston area Harris Teeters and Food Lions. Charleston Women magazine. We are Charleston Women.
You're listening to the Charleston Women Podcast.
How does the real estate market look in Charleston right now? We went through a period where you couldn't even find homes. Not a lot on the market. That shifted, correct? It's like there's more inventory.
Yeah. So there are some homes that are lasting on the market a little longer.
Okay.
I mean, Charleston is still booming, and we still have like new communities that are coming, even as far as Harley Hill. That's, starting to boom out there in Manning. So the market here in Charleston is not as fast as it was before when, homes were like 2 days, they're off the market, 24 hours, they're off the market. They are lasting a little longer. And I think people are kind of like trying to see what the interest rate does.
Well, they just lowered it, didn't they?
They did.
Okay.
They just lowered it a little bit. So now would be a good time for anyone who wanted to refinance. But I always tell people, like, no matter what the rates are, like, get into the home. And when the rates go down, just refinance. Find you a good loan officer that you're able to like refinance, because that home that you may be looking at and you're like, I'm gonna wait for the rates to go down, that home could be gone.
Right.
And then you have to start shopping all over again, may not even be able to find a home similar to what you wanted.
Act on it now, suck it up for a little bit, and then refinance when things even out. What would you say for someone right now who maybe is thinking about selling his or her home? Do you have any top tips to make it sell for top dollar?
Pricing. You also have to remember, especially if you are in a community that's still building, you have to also, remember that you are in competition with the home builder. So pricing really matters. Any incentives that you're wanting to provide, that's important. Of course, make sure your home has a curb appeal. Make sure the inside of the home is neat, it's cleaned. It's not just 10 colors on like 4 different walls, because sometimes that can throw a buyer off. They're like, you know what? I don't like this wall has yellow, red, blue, green, and I don't even worry about it. Even though you can always, repaint, but as a buyer, they're going in the home looking like, okay, yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Make it as easy as possible if they can imagine
Make it as
themselves.
easy as possible. Yeah, make it as easy as possible. Let the buyer, like you said, imagine themselves in the home.
Pick out their bedrooms as they walk in. Yes. For someone, Dominique, who's interested in your services as a realtor, what's the best way to connect with you?
Via phone. My number is 912-844-3880. Social media, it's Dominique Jefferson Realtor. Instagram, it's the Dominique Shante. I'm at Carolina 1 on State Road, which is the Cane Bay Next End location. Nice. So you can always pop in there and ask for me. 9 times 10, I'm probably there. If not, they'll know how to get in touch with me.
Right. And we also might see you at the Harbor Club in downtown Charleston.
Yes, I'll definitely always be at the Harbor Club downtown Charleston where I'm broadcasting. I've been here, this will be like twice this week, and tomorrow might be the third day. So yeah. So I'm always
to work. That's good. Now I have to ask you, when you buy or sell a home, do you gift bottles of wine? Because I want to move on to your next passion, which is so fascinating to me. You're a wine ambassador. Yeah. What does that mean? It kind of sounds like the best job ever. What is a wine ambassador?
So I promote and I sell wine for Boisset Collection, which is a luxury wine brand. So as an ambassador, I just promote their wines. I do wine tastings with their wines. So I come to your home or corporate office or your backyard, wherever you want, to host, your own personal private wine tastings with the wine. Or if you're a person that just doesn't want to host wine tastings, you can always just order our wines from my website.
Okay. So how did you get into that? I know you said you were in banking and you went to real estate. Where does the wine fit in?
So my first glass of wine was my bridal shower in 2010.
Okay.
I was freaking out, and my best friend was like, "Here, girl, just have a glass of wine, relax your nerves." And it was a Barefoot Moscato. I believe, it was a Barefoot Moscato. And since then, I've loved wine. I was always like a sweet wine drinker. Mm-hmm. And then over the years, I started going to wine tastings, tasting wine, and gotten a little more intrigued. You know what? I love wine. And so I still want my own wine brand. But I was like, well, how can I sell wine? How can I be a person that sells Avon? They sell Avon, Mary Kay. I can sell wine, right? So I just started searching, and one of my friends who was in a wine group, she was selling for another wine company, and she was telling me about it. And I was like, that's possible? Like, I don't need to get like a wine license to like, be like a vendor or something.
Right.
She was like, no. And so I looked into it, and then I just signed up and started selling wine.
Right. I mean, that's amazing. So how do the two complement each other between the home sales and the wine? How do they intermingle, if you will?
So I would say my role in real estate and wine, they kind of complement each other through the shared focus of creating an exceptional and personalized experience with my clients. And so my wine customers are my clients as well. So I don't have customers. I have real estate clients, wine clients. So while helping someone find their dream home or creating like a luxury wine experience, they both kind of requires like a deep understanding of my clients' needs, preferences, their lifestyle. So like in real estate, I help people invest in a place where they can like make memories, and things like that. And so in wine, I help bring those moments to life, if that makes sense, by carefully selecting like, the right wines for them. So both roles are about fostering a relationship, delivering high-end services, and adding value to my clients' lives in meaningful ways.
I love it. And I bet you're fantastic at both when you do both of those.
I do.
You said kind of jokingly you wanted your own wine label, but why not? Like, what's your vision for that if that comes to fruition?
I don't have a why not. I'm still kind of like working and kind of like, just kind of pedaling my foot a little bit, trying to see like what I need to do. Hopefully in the near future, it'll come fruition.
I see like you with like a house or a house. I buy wine just if it has a cute label. So that's all.
Sometimes I do too. So I still like, even though I sell for Boisset, I still like, I go to wine tastings on Tuesdays at Accent on Whitehall. And I still go in there and I buy wines. I'm like, oh, this bottle is cute. I'm just going to go home and try it. So I still buy wines from stores and like Total Wine shops because I love wine. So, and the pretty bottle will actually get me to buy it.
I'm the same way. Not hard. Cute bottle. Like I'm in. I'll try it.
So my clients, my clients do get a bottle of wine or champagne at their closings. It may not be from Boisset, but they will get a bottle of wine or champagne.
Well, that's worth it alone to sign up with you for the champagne and the wine. So my next question, I ask a lot of our guests on the podcast this, and it seems a little strange, but when I meet successful women such as yourself, I'm always curious as to how do you start your day? Because I'm a big believer in that how you start your day, sets you up for success. Or are you someone that goes straight to work? Do you sip your coffee? Do you meditate? Do you work out? Like, what does it look like for you?
So I used to work out. However, life just happened and I don't get up in the morning to work out anymore now. So in the mornings I get up, typically home by myself when I get up in the morning. Everyone's gone out the house besides me and the dog. So I get up, I turn on some inspiration music. I do meditate a little bit. And once that's complete, I get up, take a shower, get dressed, and I'm out the house heading to the office to do some work.
Yeah, it's go time.
Yeah, hopefully soon I'm going to get back in the gym though.
Yeah, listen, we all feel that. They have the best intentions in the morning. It doesn't always happen.
Hopefully soon.
What would you say a lot of women that listen to this podcast want to be someone like you? Maybe they're new in business. Maybe they're thinking about real estate. Maybe they have some passion like you did with wine, trying to figure out how to monetize that or help others with that. What would you say to someone who's new to big ideas, if you will?
Just go for it. There's no idea that's going to be too big for you not to try. And don't give up. Even when you try and it doesn't work, just continue to go. Because when I started real estate, I can tell you, I wanted to give up like 12 times before I even got licensed, especially when it was like taking the exam and, getting into like getting my first client. I was like, I just want to give up and stop, but I kept going. And so if you don't know if it's not going to work, if you give up, so just keep going, keep going. Don't give up and keep praying. And you have to also think about it too.
Keep going, keep praying, don't give up. I was remiss, I didn't ask you when you were talking about the wine. How do we schedule one of these fine wine tastings? How do we find out more about that?
So you can give me a call as well with my phone number, the 912-844-3880. Go to my Instagram, which is Your Wine Bestie DJ. I have a link on there that will take you to my Boisset website, and you can always schedule a wine tasting or just send me a message, a DM, text message, anything that way, and I'll be happy to, get you signed up. We also have Wine Society, so I do have clients who sign up for like a wine subscription. It's like every 3 months you get like a bottle of wine.
Nice.
Then you get 3 bottles of wine like every 3 months, so it keeps it in rotation. So yeah.
I love that. I'm an idiot. I was like, oh, you're also a DJ. I'm like, oh, wait, those are your initials. do you go by DJ instead of Dominique? Did I call you the wrong thing?
No.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay. You could go by DJ.
Yeah, no, it's fine. This is funny because I did the bridal show in January, and someone came by and she was like, I thought you were a DJ. And I was like, no, that's my initials. Maybe I need to change it up a little bit. It
was a very brief thought. I'm like, oh, she's a DJ. I'm like,
it's fine. It's fine. So my hashtag is the luxe experience because I give all my clients, whether it's real estate or wine, the luxury experience. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you are an example of luxury and class. And
Thank you.
So fun to talk to you. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you'd like to add for our listeners or viewers?
No, I think you kind of asked pretty good, important questions.
Okay. Let's say it one more time.
Recorded live podcast. So
what's that?
So this is my first recorded live podcast.
You would never know
podcast, period.
Dominique, so you would never know it because you've done a fantastic job. And now I want to call you DJ. I can't help myself.
You can. It's fine. It's fine.
I can. Say it one more time. Give us your website and your, Instagram handles again for people listening.
So my Instagram is the Dominique Shante. And you also can find me at Your Wine Bestie DJ. Those are Instagram. Facebook, you can also find me under Your Wine Bestie DJ because I always want to be your wine best friend. And then Facebook, you can find me under Dominique Jefferson, Realtor.
Okay. Dominique, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time today.
It's been a pleasure with you as well. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You have been listening to the Charleston Women Podcast with Dominique Jefferson.
Thanks for spending time with Charleston Women Podcast. Please like us and follow us on whatever platform you're using to access Charleston Women Podcast.